Today is still September 8th, 2023. I played that tape of the last one so help me, if you show up, you say something to me, I'll take a picture of you. I'll put you on YouTube, Facebook, that you're a drug trader, human trafficking, and you're part of the kidnapping group that was breaking and drugging me and stalking me before. And having me raped. I'll put you up on every social media there is and ask people to share it so that when people see you out, they know you're a serial killer. I will put you up there. You want to play with me? I will put you up there. Okay? I go to Walmart 62. I left my phone playing in the car. And some girls walk by me. No one's to say a word. She said she'll put her pictures on Facebook. Karen's Will's going to take care of. Karen's Will is Bill from the Freemasons. The white guy with the white hair drives a big blue truck. He's part of the human trafficker, sweetie. Why is he talking to you? Because you're next in a body bag. How many times do I have to put this on Facebook, YouTube, and warn these people myself? How many times? How many times? How many times of who these people really are? They're the drug traders, human trafficking people, running a big scam down here. Because we're going to put it down to this. If they're going to say that retired judge people know over the last few days, even in Walmart, we're talking that Michelle and Pete took the kill money. And that's where all the harassment, they decided to do this instead. Which makes you think about Michelle's mother showing up in Walmart and bragging that they called Will and explained Michelle. And he set me up, that no one will help me. That won't be hard for headquarters to find out. Well, they already announced Pete's stalking tapes and laughed at me. Stop, you don't know. So they should have actually their backdoor deal. You do realize that. Michelle told everybody to knock it off Sunday outside of Kohl's on September 3rd, 2023. She hasn't dated Dave in 4 years. Okay? She yelled across the parking lot. These people better not say a word to her. That idiot already confessed he photoshopped everything. The girl's like, she's some kind of nurse. And he said, I know. And an idiot already confessed he photoshopped everything. Well, you told these people you wanted everything, so they made it happen. See, that's where none of this made sense. And that agent stole $295,000 so far. Now, if they would have included rent, because they're going to add living and housing expenses and a medical card, he could have stole up to $500,000 by now. You do realize that. He opened my case under fraud to steal. That's why they the cult made fun of FBI agent John. June 7th, 23, Walmart 62. FBI agent John fell for the stunt and taste before. Oh, come on now. That agent actually fell for it? You mean John actually fell for the stunt and taste before? Is that what's going on? FBI agent John fell for the stunt and taste before? Ha, 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 ha. And mocking him like jackasses. And then November 18th, 22, Walmart 62, one of the drug dealers, Eric, all the tapes before were in Walmart 62 by the hair salon, 2 to 6 p.m. They still have it. All the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to say it, my idea to do it. For all the people turn on their phone for mocking them. And I'm serious, mocking them. They have admitted since the beginning of the case they were drugging me, had fake sodium pentothal reports, and then laughing that they were roofies and amnesia drugs. They could control anybody what they said and did. I've talked to sheriffs. Those amnesia drugs are so bad, for 4 to 6 hours somebody controls you and you're sleepwalking. I have put up things of where other people have got roofied in a bar. But what's bad is these people are breaking in people's homes and violating them. They should have got RICO charges the first day and nailed to that desk. It's illegal to be in somebody's home. You cannot hire someone to stalk someone. You can't be in somebody's home. Police and agencies can only be in a home under threat of life with statements. It can't be a bunch of crackheads running a big crackhead scam. It's a big drug scam from the drug dealers, human trafficking people. Just like the retired judge in Florida that went to jail with 100 men, he was running scams on people too, and then stealing and selling other people. They finally, people turned him in and he went to jail. There's other retired judges selling people for money. Where are they getting the money for these people to show up? They're selling the children and women out of Ohio for sex slaves and to be murdered. They're taking blood money. I put that on Facebook. I took it and put it everywhere. Just like Officer Reinhardt said in Louisville, even the FBI would go to jail outside a protected light case with statements. There's nothing else. They go to jail. And he had to take your statement and agree to protect you first. And then the other statements. Or the FBI would go to jail. And they'd get thrown out. And as far as Portage County, with there being a retired judge in that county involved, the whole county couldn't work a case against you. You know, I went up to the police departments up there. They knew nothing. Nothing. Why? Because what they said these people did is illegal. And they couldn't look or listen, and they didn't know about it. Why? Because Dave told Danny he hired Pete on his own. Who's Pete? One of his girlfriend's dads. Huh? You can't hire your girlfriend's dad and her drug friends to frame your wife, to have roofie confessions and beat and rape her, leave the poor thing covered in bruises, throwing up, heart racing, and a severe personal infection. He had drugged her up and told her to say something. You know, you've seen on 20 years ago where sororities or frats did this to someone they didn't like in college. That they roofied them, told them to say a bunch of stupid stuff, had the guys go over and rape them, sold them on sites, mocking them. Or even some of the guys they didn't like, they stalked them in their home and Photoshop shower scenes. Some kid even killed himself years ago because they did it. Some girl got roofied at a party, say a bunch of stupid stuff. Some guys raped her, did a bunch of sick stuff to her, took pictures of it. And they called her boyfriend and told him what they did, and he was part of their sorority, so told him to go over and make love to her. So she went and reported it and realized what happened to her. But then they told the wrong person, and they went to the police on them, and where they had pictures of it, they all went to jail. Now, who's Karen's Will? Karen's Will is Will from the Freemasons. He goes by Bill too. He has white hair, just like Alex and retired Judge Pete. He's probably some kind of nephew. He's bragging where he, in 18, where he told everybody he liked me, he was too afraid to meet me, everybody watch her. He didn't want me. He didn't like me. He wanted people to help stalk him. And they he has $800,000. Da 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 da. He never liked me. He just needed extra dimwits. And then now he's bragging he was one of the ones that were drug beating, raping me. And people take his money. Oh, we know that he drugged, they did this to her, they did that. Then put him in jail for it. Because we're going to put it this way. That means retired Judge Pete, Michelle, Bill from the Freemasons, a drug cartel that's human trafficking people. Nobody has any rights in the United States of America. You have no rights. Don't you dare vote in November. Don't you dare. You don't have a right to vote. It's a dictatorship. Don't you dare send your kids to school. Don't you dare have a cell phone, the internet, a TV. You are not allowed to have a freedom of press. You can't read a book. Your kids can't learn. There's no freedom of press. Don't you dare go to church. Don't you worship God. Don't you do anything. You don't have a freedom of religion. Don't you ever have an opinion that you don't like anything in the United States. You don't have a freedom of speech. And you're saying that retired Judge Pete and the drug cartel can break in your home. You don't have a right to privacy. That they can stalk you. They can laugh in your face. They photoshopped a shower scene in the other room. That where you wake up with bruises, throwing up, heart racing, and a severe personal infection and seen by the doctor. And it's verified. I had all those symptoms. Like they said, she had symptoms of being drug beaten, raped. And they're saying they drugged me and beat and raped me. And that's why I had all those things wrong with me. And they wouldn't go to jail. And they can do this to you. And to your children, your mother, your sister, your brother, they can do this to everyone. They can sell your kids, they can sell your family on porn sites, and set off a hate crime and steal everything you have in life because you have no rights. Are you really this effing stupid? It's been, you know what? I talked to a guy in another state. You know what? He's like, how could anybody fall for this? Exactly. I talked to sheriffs out of this area. It's nothing but shit. They can't do any of that. Exactly. I talked to Officer Reinhardt Louisville. They can't. I've had officers in uniform yell at these people. No one had a right in their home before. Exactly. And they don't have a right in your home. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life with statements. There's nothing else. And even the FBI goes to jail for looking at them, where they yelled out on a recorded line, mocking me for retired Judge Pete. I don't even know who Pete is. And they're laughing at me for my stalker, my rapist, and a shower scene and something else. And I don't even know what they're talking about. Stop, she don't know. And they're laughing at a human trafficking victim that's being scammed and drugged up and beaten raped and doesn't understand what's happening to her because that sick bastard I was married to was still touching me. Do you realize how mentally ill he is? And these people thinking it's funny that a drug cartel did this here? Are you this effing stupid? That you know, 1,072 children were taken from Ohio between January and May. Where did they give you the blood money to follow me around? Huh? They had to sell a little kid for sex slaves and be murdered. They've stuck a lot more over the summer. You're taking fucking blood money. Now, would these people learn to get some common sense and turn these bastards in? They can't do any of this. I turned this into the Inspector General. I've turned this into the Department of Justice. See, I called the FBI. And on a recorded line, when I finally, after that guy called and left his number, and I finally called him back, he committed heinous crimes on a recorded line and acknowledging that he had been in contact with Dave by yelling out Pete's name because Dave told Danny to hire Pete on his own. You can't hire, like they said, that idiot can't hire a stalker. He can't, and like they said, he hired a serial rapist. He hired the drug cartel. Yeah, that's where my friend that used to be in Stark County Prosecutor's office, I heard a weird case of an officer surveillancing somebody on their own. And the guy found out, went to a judge. A judge pulled him in front of him and said, how dare you? You knew better than be in that man's home. He has a right to privacy. So did I. So do all of you. They're going to try to pull the scam everywhere else on everybody. And you're this stupid to think that they can take all your rights away. A retired judge has no authority. And a sitting judge couldn't even do this. President Nixon couldn't bug an office. He got impeached. I want you to think about this. It's a right to privacy. No one can be in your home. It's considered entrapment. That's why the police are saying what these people said they did is illegal. Not even the FBI can be in your home outside a protective light case with statements, let alone the drug cartel. I'm going to upload this.